Okay, in this video we're going to talk setup of the bench press. With any exercise, the setup is crucially important. If you get the setup right, everything else becomes much easier and you have to cue far less. The first thing we're going to look at is the actual setup of the equipment itself, and in particular, the J hooks right here. Rule of thumb is set these a little bit lower than where you think you might need to. What I often see is if I get Marie to come back, we often see if you glide back for me, Marie, and then we'll get her to, she'll get set up, she'll get into position, and what we'll see often people do is they'll try and lift the bar off. They'll lift the bar off and lose position of the shoulder blades because they're trying to get it over the hooks. It's better to set them a little bit lower. Now, if you're doing a little bit of a handoff, that means I can just pull it slightly over. She can now pull the bar straight over her chest and she doesn't lose position. Also then, if she's doing herself, she can then just pull it straight with minimal loss of her shoulder blades. So if I just get you to sit up for a second. So the next thing we're going to think about is foot placement. So the bench press starts with the feet up. So depending on the sort of frame of the lifter that we've got, in Marie's case she's a little bit narrower with the shoulders, so there's going to be two major differences here. One is going to be the foot placement and the second is going to be the hand placement. With the foot placement, we're going to almost want a bit more of a vertical leg drive with a narrower shouldered lifter. So in Marie's case, as you can see here, that her foot is just a little bit behind her knees. That allows her to create a little bit of an arch, and she can also get a big counterforce driving down through the floor, and as her bar path is going to be a little bit straighter. Because of this, because she's a little bit, narrower rib cage, she's a bit narrower in the sternum, if we're going to get her to take a slightly wider hand placement. So for her, I'd probably go just a tad outside my hands here. This will just sort of limit that range of motion slightly, and so she can get it down to her chest with a little bit more ease. Cool.